everyone, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Well, today I'm going to do a 6-month review on the 2022 silver Zynith Willys Jeep Wrangler I bought. Picked it up about 6 months ago in January, and we just rolled into June here now. So I'll go over some of the things I've noticed in the 6 months I've had it. Good, bad, compared to the JK I had. And I guess I'll start off first with some of the things I had in my dislike video from the JK. So in that, you'll remember the hood latches were a complaint. You got major hood flutter. So here on the JLs, they did address that somewhat. They don't flutter anymore, being steel instead of that rubber strap, but they still did nothing for security. So that is one thing that's slightly better. Front bumpers are day and night better, and I actually put one of these JL bumpers on my JK to get rid of that dented up, awful looking bumper that they came with that faded out extremely quick. So that's another good thing that they done with the newer ones. And again, this has a Willys package, and that itself can be confusing to a lot of buyers, because if you go on the website to build one, they have a Willys Sport and a Willys, and even some of the dealers have no idea hardly what the difference is. And I've even seen YouTube videos of dealers doing a review, and they just are all but clueless. The Willys Sport, which is the cheaper of the two, is an absolute base model with some of the Willys package on it. But it's crank windows, I mean base. And the price difference between the Willys Sport and the plain Willys, depending on other options that you add, but just going from the base model crank windows Willys to the plain Willys is like $5,000 difference. Total package, I'll show you here in a minute on the window sticker, is like $6,000 some dollars just for the Willys package alone. But that gives you the wheels, gives you the rock sliders, gives you these LED lights, which if you're buying one of these Jeeps, I 100% recommend make sure you get the LED package for at least the front. Some of them you can option the rear separately, but definitely for the front, get the LEDs. The halogens, I mean, it just looks awful. They're so yellow, it looks out of date. These here have the daytime running lights ring around the outside edge. It just looks so cool. And you have LED fog lights and headlights. It's amazing. I mean, it's extremely bright, probably 2 or 3 times brighter than your halogens. Comes with the black grille. That's all part of the Willys package, and the black surrounds there, as well as the black Willys badge, and all the badging in general is black. So you really don't want to get a dark colored Willys because it kind of hides most of that. So it almost is nicer on the lighter color like I have here. I've seen some black Willys, and I mean, you can't hardly see any of the badging, or everything's just all black. Other options on this Jeep was the 3-piece hardtop and the towing package. But in the Willys, you do get limited slip rear diff, so that is a big option there as well. And if you get too many of these options outside the Willys package in just like a Sport S or Altitude or something like that, you're going to end up more money, and you'd end up on street tires, where this came with the Firestone Destination MT2s, I believe, yes. So you got to watch your packages. Me personally, I would only recommend probably 3 of the models, probably. If you want to do any off-roading or want the off-road look, it'd be your Willys, and not the Willys Sport, the base model one. It'd be the just plain Willys, the next one down. If you want something strictly for the street and you're not worried about off-road or anything like that, you just want, you know, the creature comforts, I'd say go with the Sahara. And then if you're going to be hardcore off-road, go for the Rubicon. But for most people, it's just totally overkill. And the price difference between a loaded up Willys here and the Rubicon would be close to $10,000. And a lot of that, especially back in the JK models, the sway bar disconnect and the lockers and stuff like that never really held up well anyways. I have no experience in the JLs with it, but if it's anything like that, most of the guys replaced it all anyhow. So you're paying all that extra money for junk that's gonna fail, and you have that many more electronics in your Jeep. The nice thing with that is you do get the option for 410s. In the JLs here, there is no options anymore like in the JKs where you could get 373s with the Willys package. It's 345 across the board in all except maybe some of the diesel models and again in the Rubicon. But every other Jeep is going to be stuck with the 345s, especially in the manual transmission, which is what this is. Has the 3.6 Pentastar and the 6-speed manual. But we have 30% tint on the windows. The first mod was these mud flaps, and they are working out great. I would highly recommend them. I'll leave a link, or you can check the playlist for that video. It definitely has helped keep the stone chips off these hinges and doors. Still shining great. No chips hardly at all. I think there is one right here, but it's very small, and I'll touch that up as soon as they get paint. I have to see if they have it yet, but when I got the Jeep, the color was too new. They didn't offer the paint yet. So we did the mud flaps, the window tint, and the cargo mat here in the back. So if you're interested in any of those mods, like I said, you can check the playlist, but they're all working great. I love the tint. I love this cargo mat. It was a fraction of anything you could buy. Way thicker, way more durable, looks cooler. And then again, the rear windows, they had 5% tint to hide these painted roll bars. The JKs, that all came covered with black cloth foam stuff, so you couldn't really see it through the windows, where these are body colored, so you really could see it through the windows, and that kind of didn't look the nicest. So I tinted over top the factory tint with another 5%, so that got rid of that. You got a little cup holder here on your tailgate, and then you got this plaque that gives you all the information. Wheelbase on the 2-door, the 4-door, your water fording depth of 30 inches at 5 miles an hour. Made in USA, Toledo, Ohio since 1941. So that's really cool. And then this is trail ready accessories they have for that. You pop that panel out and you get bags and all kinds of different accessories for that. The hard top is amazing. That was another big complaint I had with the soft top because of the rear window. Putting anything in, you had to constantly zip and unzip that, and it was an absolute royal pain. So I'm so glad this one is a hard top. I'll open this up here. I think we are sitting right at 3,690 mile. And like I said, it's just over the 6-month mark. I ordered this and it arrived at the dealer in 5 days short of 8 weeks, and I took delivery a day before the 8-week mark. After I got this, the wait times went way back up. But again, you can see here, it's 6-speed manual. Has your 7-inch screen, which is the only screen I think you can get with the manual transmission. Power windows, power locks. All your cruise and phone radio controls on the back of the wheel. Auto headlights. LED package for your interior lights as well. The seats are so much nicer, more comfortable than the JK's. Door panels are nicer. Armrests are definitely nicer. You get actual armrests on the rear doors. The JK's, you had next to nothing here. You get rear AC vents, which is a big upgrade. Overall, the fit and finish is light years ahead of the JK. The quality, the dash, I mean, just everything. The way it shifts is a lot better. The clutch is fairly light, and there was lots of complaints, especially the earlier JLs. They had a lot of issues with that. But this seems, I don't know, okay for now. It's definitely way lighter than the JK I had, and I guess we'll see. I'm not too worried. Like I said, it's under warranty. It's brand new, but it does seem plenty light for a vehicle this size and designed for off-roading. Down here is all your auxiliary switches for accessories that comes with the tow package, so that's all part, and you got your push to start there. But the ride is so much better. Let me show you my average fuel mileage for this half a tank of fuel. Yeah, we're averaging strictly around town is, well, right now you can see we're at 19.5. On the highway so far, the best, well, slight highway was 20.8, and that was only about an hour and a half trip. Strictly around town, like 10-mile radius of home to work and back, stuff like that, I've been getting high 18s, so that's much higher than my JK ever was. The ride, like I said, is way better. Tires are pretty quiet. I'll give you a road test. If not in this video, it's getting pretty dark and late tonight. I'll do that, but they ride quiet. The Jeep rides, like I said, day and night better than the JK. Then here's your tow package. Comes with the 4-way and your 7-way and the auxiliary switches. But there you can see the Rubicon shocks in red. It's all part of that. And then your limited slip axle. I still do not like the 345s. It is a big improvement from the 321s I had in the JK. But it still should be, it's a Willys package. It should be 373s, period, if not 410s. But I get they got to do the fuel economy thing. So for most people in a Willys, 373s from the factory would be a great option. It just would be what they should come with stock. The 345s, like I said, it's definitely better than the 321s, but it is not as good as the 373s that you could actually get as an option in the JK Willys. So they took that option away, and you can no longer get that. But I'll show you this window sticker quick here before it gets too terribly dark and go over some of that. But as you can see here, it's 2022 and silver Zynith, and a lot of these prices have already gone up a lot. So here you can see it's $295 for the silver Zynith paint. That's already up to at least $395. The Willys package, the 23W, was $6,055. It gave you the 17-inch black Moab wheels, LED headlights, LED fog lights, rock sill rails, deep tint windows, power heated mirrors, power windows with one touch down, remote keyless entry, automatic headlamps, anti-spin rear diff, Again, the LED fog lamps, LED premium reflector headlamps, which, like I said, you want them no matter what make, what model you get the LED package in it. Leather wrapped steering wheel, which is another big thing. The base models do not have that. It's just plastic and they're awful. You have speed sensitive power locks, sun visors with lighted mirrors. It has the all-weather floor mats by Mopar, which they're pretty cool. It has like the typographical map stamped into them. You get the front mold-in color gloss bumper. You get the and then the trailer tow package. That was $845. That's up to like $1,000 now, and that comes with the auxiliary switches, a heavy-duty 240 amp alternator, and a heavier duty battery, 700 amp, maintenance free, and then the class 2 hitch, and a 7-pin and 4-pin wiring harness, and then the Freedom panels, the 3-piece hardtop, $15.95 for that. Comes with the Freedom panel storage bag, rear window defroster, rear window wiper, and delete the soft top. And then you got a destination of another $1,595. And this came with 5 years, 60,000 miles. And if you order one, your window sticker does come printed with your name, saying the vehicle was built specifically for you. So that's pretty cool. But there is an overview of that. I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff, but it is getting dark here and I wanted to get this video shot. It's a 6-month mark and it's definitely overdue. The weather here when I picked it up was January. It was winter and it just was not a good time to do videos on it at all. Another thing is a lot of people hated the start stop. This does have it, but that's not a big deal for me. There's a lot of ways that doesn't operate. I'm not going to go into the details on that, but it has never shut off once for me. And I'll just leave it at that. But I didn't disable anything or do anything. But there are certain things that must be done for that to shut you down. And not doing them, it will never be a problem. So that was an easy workaround. And again, like I said, these seats, the bolstering, and everything is just day and night from the JK. But there is an update, 6-month update, and about 3,600 and a couple mile. Jeep's great. Fuel economy is pretty good for, especially the gear ratio. I think 373s would probably even do you better on the road because this is kind of geared too high, especially if you do much in-town local driving. But overall 20.8, and right now on a half a tank I'm averaging 19.5. It's just, especially with no start stop feature being used, I mean, I can't complain. But there's an update. If you have any other questions, comments, things you want to see, definitely let me know in the comments below. Way better weather now and not the dead of winter, so I can get to shooting a lot more videos. But this paint is awesome. I love the color. Again, silver Zynith. I think this was the first one. I think I was the first to take delivery of the silver Zynith Wrangler. Definitely from the dealer I got from, and probably worldwide at that point. I picked this up, I believe it was the first week in January. Ordered it the day before Thanksgiving and picked it up in January. I would have to look for the exact date, but like I said, it was 1 day short of 8 weeks. So the whole buying process, especially in these times, I mean, and right after I got it, the wait times went way back up. And I know a lot of the guys waiting for the 4xe electric version, oh, they had their orders in before me and were waiting well after me, and probably some of them still didn't get them. So I'm so glad I got this package with the standard 3.6, none of that 2-liter turbo garbage or any of that other stuff. You just can't go wrong with the tried and true. I mean, these 3.6s are great. Some of the early ones had issues, but now they're pretty solid. I mean, they're in everything, trucks, the vans, everything. I mean, there's stuff 400,000 miles with them in, so that's what I went with, and I'm so glad I did. Now, you're not really going to save that much money, and they're going to be, you're going to tax that motor like crazy. And the diesels for off-road and stuff, the torque might be nice, but the low RPMs is a big hindrance. So, and especially with all the emission stuff, I wouldn't recommend them either. But anyways, there you are. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. And like I said, if you want to see anything else, let me know in the comments below. And I'm sure I'll have more videos coming soon here. I have a few other small mods I want to do to it, but basically I'll probably keep it stock, at least while it's in warranty. But it's sharp just the way it is. Tint the windows in the front, 5% in the rear, put the mud flaps on to save your paint, and make the car go matte. Like I said, if you want to see any of those videos in detail, they are in the playlist, and I'll probably have them linked here at the end of this video. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to keep these videos coming. You can also follow me on Facebook. The link is in the description below.